All right, let's see what she had to say first.
Here's one secret about women when it comes to attraction that is going to blow your mind and also might help you understand women just that much better so you can improve your dating life. Now, I say this all the time, men and women, we are a lot more similar than we are different, except for this one topic, competition. So, for example, when a woman brings up how men are constantly trying to pursue her and men are all over her, men who she's talking to tend to lose interest and back off because most men don't want to have to compete with a lot of other men. Women are not like this. You see, because women trust other women's decision making, sometimes even more than our own. So when I hear men casually bring up women that they've dated in the past in an attractive light, it comforts me knowing in a way that this man has been vetted by other women, that he has had other options, and therefore if he chooses me, I'm going to feel chosen and not by default.
All right, so now let's dive deeper into it. Let's begin about that. First one is mixed signals, right? You send mixed signals because you are emotionally unavailable. They send mixed signals and give vague responses when it comes to emotional intimacy. This ambiguity can lead others to question their own self-worth or desirability. It literally breaks them up from inside. It divides them from within. You're dividing the ranks. In war, it's perfect. You make sure that the generals are fighting between each others, right? That they're disagreeing so that they can never come to one conclusion. And so that's what tends to happen, is that it breaks them up inside. They don't know whether they're attractive to you or not. They can't come to a conclusion. And this internal division causes pain, causes confusion, causes anger, causes resentment, causes them to feel an array of emotions, just sending mixed signals, right? And these mixed signals we all do. I mean, you might ask yourself, how do I do it? Just freaking use your memory, man. Like, remember that person that you were going out with and that you didn't like that much, right? Like you liked them, but not like that. Like, what did you do? Just look at your behavior, you know? Like, just look at your behavior, or just look at what people do to you, right? The next one is aloofness and distance. Oh, I didn't know you liked me. You know, I didn't know that gift you gave me that one time, that flower. I didn't know that was you flirting with me, right? You act like you're not aware, right? That type of shit doesn't know the living hell out of me, right? Aloofness, but that's something that people tend to gravitate towards people who do that. Like, they gravitate towards aloofness. That distance is attractive, right? Because then it makes them do more. It's almost like, where are you? I can't see you. But you're in front of them. I can't see you, right? And they're like, I'm here. And the more you ignore them, the more they do. Like, what the fuck, I'm here. Like, they start hitting you with the chancla, right? Right? The more you ignore them, it's like a dog that you're ignoring on purpose, right? You'll notice that your aloofness will make the dog do more. Just don't register. Act like it was just a friendly day. I didn't know you liked me. I didn't know you really wanted to go out with me, right? That frustrates them, and it makes them do more. It makes them be more obvious. It makes them make it clear to you that they want you, right? Emotionally unavailable people tend to display aloof or distant behavior, keeping others at arm's length. This lack of emotional engagement can trigger feelings of rejection and inadequacy. And this is what tends to do a lot of good psychologists do, where they are emotionally close because they're listening to their clients, but there's a professional distance where you don't call me outside of work, you don't see me at work, right? And that professionalism creates a distance, and that a lot of clients will say and tell you that they tend to fall in love with their therapist because of that emotional aloofness. That's what Sigmund Freud did a lot. The next one is the inconsistency. Like, strong emotions create consistent behavior. The weak emotions create inconsistent behavior. I kind of don't want to go to the gym. That lack of emotional intensity will cause you to be inconsistent. But when you really, really like the gym, that emotional love for going to the gym will cause you to be consistent. So emotionally unavailable people are inconsistent with everyone. First of all, you can't take it personal. But other thing is that inconsistency tends to make people frustrated. And whenever you do something that they like, it creates more reward in their brain system. The inconsistency is what makes people more emotional. Like, for example, like kids who have consistent parents, they love their parents also, right? But kids who have inconsistent parents love their parents, but there's a intensity with the kids, right? There is high disappointment, which is the negative part, but then there's a lot of high highs because of the lows, right? Kids who have an emotion, honestly, I don't know about that, but I do think that kind of makes sense, to be honest with you. Don't quote me on that. Now, the next thing is the projection as a defense mechanism, right? So not only is inconsistency, right? Now, the inconsistency could be this, right? I don't recommend doing this, but this is what I used to teach people. Where with text messages, you text them, you respond every 3 or 5 minutes, and then every 5 responses, you take an hour or two to respond, right? You kind of break it up a bit. You kind of don't give them a consistency in how you text. You kind of have a life where sometimes you have to cancel plans because you're tired, or sometimes you have to stay at work a little bit longer, or sometimes your project requires you a little bit longer time, or your friends inviting you out. Having a life, a business, a career, and having friends and having a busy schedule will naturally sometimes create natural inconsistencies. That comes with natural disappointments, right? Natural things in life, right? Not manipulative. And by having a life, it'll create some emotional distance because you have your eggs are all not in one bucket. You get what I'm saying? And that just projects strength, and it makes people challenge. They start to see this as a competition because, like, you love your life so much. Why don't you drop everything for me? People really take offense to that, you know. Now the next one is that another behavior by emotional distance is the face. There's a coldness to your face sometimes. You don't have any intense freaking eye contact. There's a coldness. Sometimes you don't even make as much eye contact, or you don't even look at them as much, and there's not as much physical touch, right? Or even when you sit, you'll notice that you sit at a physical distance a little bit like further away, right? There's literally more emotional distance. There's literally more less expression in the face, less expression in the voice tonation. There's not, right? It's more monotone. You don't have to be. You're not going to talk like a Terminator, but if you actually record how you talk to people who you like and don't like, you'll notice there's less range when you don't like the person. You'll notice the eye contact is more everywhere rather than on them. You make less eye contact. Even eye contact is less prolonged and less intense, right? And those are the things, the type of behavior. Even you move slower, right? There's a sense of not paying attention that tends to like make people pay more attention to you. All of those behavior is what people interpret. Even when you make plans, there's a certain maybiness to your plans. You are more willing to cancel plans. All of those things, if you really pay attention, when they're done to you, you forgive them. And that's why, like I said, another thing is that you tend to forgive people who hurt you, when people tend to forgive you more when you're emotional distance, right? So you have more range for bullshit because they're so desperate for you. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, people, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Now, if you guys enjoy this type of content, check out my course, Dark Game, or like I like to call it now, the Complete Man. It's a course that I created for guys who have no idea how to get women in their lives. As you guys can see, I have attracted a life that brings women into my life. I do a lot of social events, art events, meditation events, and I don't do that to get women. But what I notice is that it gets women into your life, right? And in this course, I teach you guys how to do this. I teach you. So that means even if you're friend zone, if you're the type of person that lacks assertiveness, if you were raised by a single mom and you didn't know how to get women, well, this is the course for you. It teaches you how to overcome approach anxiety, how to take action, because a lot of the times you watch these videos and you don't know how to take action, how to break patterns, how to build social circle, a pickup artistry course, right? Understanding your dark side, a bunch of things that helps a guy improve their dating life, right? Where we talk about how to find your purpose, female nature, the mindset game, the outer game, right? How to get her number, how to damage control, how to create competition, first date using vulnerability, online games, social circle game, how to get threesomes. I mean, the whole shebang and bang, right? And the beauty about this course is that there's a 30-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, you could just let me know and get a refund. There's the basic course, which is $99, and then there is the one with the bonuses, like that I just read to you. So just look through the sales letter, and there's actually some free clips that you guys can watch, right? I think so, right?
Um, no, there isn't. But yeah, just look at it. Let me know if you what you guys think of it. You know, you just give it a try. If you don't like it, I will give you your money back. I've always given people refunds. So yeah, man. Hopefully, I can see you guys inside, and let's get back to the video.